let's go. And I'm gonna ask you guys, who is your favorite Christmas holiday movie character? I'm gonna go with Vic.
Can you go with Gilbert real quick?
Yes,
Let's start with
Gilbert.
Gilbert. Sorry.
Yeah. So I don't listen too well, or maybe I don't know how to read. Take a shot, Dan, there, if
Oh,
you want at
oh,
me. But you said movies. Oh, you said show. But backslash. Thank you for accommodating
Yeah,
to
I
a boy
said Beck.
here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, never mind. Okay, I'm gonna break the rules here. But
oh.
Frank Costanza, the father of George, Mr. George, uh, he created Festivus. It's a Festivus miracle. If you're a fan of Seinfeld, one of the
Okay.
best Christmas episodes of all time is a Festivus one. For the rest of us, and the errands of grievances, we should do that here. Actually, maybe do that next week during the Christmas show
Yes.
special. Plug, because I got a
What?
lot of things to say. It could be like the bear of the week. He usually,
You could do it like CM
You're gonna be
Punk.
burying stuff during Christmas, you a
yeah,
hole.
that's the type of
Yeah.
Christmas
The
I want.
grievances.
And Frank Costanza, instead of a Christmas tree, it's a pole. You bring a
Yes.
pole, you have dinner, and then you bring people together, and then you say, "I got a lot of problems with you people."
Let me guess,
And
somebody
then,
dances on the pole too.
no, it's not that type of party,
Alberto,
man. Come on.
Do you
Alberto,
want
just
Bel?
grab the
So
mic.
he doesn't want Santa to show up. He wants Belschnickel to show up.
Belshno. I will judge you. Yeah. Have you
You're-
been impish?
Impish or fair or
Yeah,
fair?
impish or admirable.
I don't know
yeah,
what you guys
yeah,
are talking
admirable.
about, but this is my moment. But you could bring that
There
guy
it is.
to the party, Festivus, and we will also bury them. So Frank Costanza, father is George. George hates Festivus, but Kramer and Jerry, they all love it. And also George's boss in the episode loved it.
You should
Vic.
grab the mic. You should
right.
grab the mic. Oh my bad.
No. Go ahead. Go ahead.
What are
Finish
you
it.
guys
I was
talking
gonna
about
say,
anyways?
grab the mic like CM Punk and be like, I have a lot of things.
There you go. That's
I gotta get off
Festivus.
my chest. My bad.
We were
That's
talking
Festivus.
about in the office when Dwight dresses up as Belschnickel
Belschnickel.
and he starts
Oh.
whipping Jim with the
Yeah,
with whatever with the switches or whatever he
because
has.
he's been impish or imp.
Well, he was trying to leave the party to go back to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
All right, Vic.
All right, mine is Chris Brander from Just Friends, who is, if you don't know, if you haven't seen Just Friends, it's a really good, funny movie. As my partner here is laughing. uh, uh, yeah, no, for me it's Chris Brander. If you want to look him up and see who that is, he goes from
Oh, that yeah,
gaining
okay,
a
I get,
gaining a bunch of weight and then
that's a
losing,
good one.
comes back with Anna Faris character.
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
And yeah, it for me he's just hilarious. His face and expressions are just out of
The kitty
awesome.
sweaters and all that
The kitty
stuff.
sweaters and the song I swear, like it's he's my favorite character. It's one of those things I'll always watch that movie just because of it, because
That's a good
honestly
one.
he just kills it. So that's for
That's a
me.
good
I didn't
one.
Chris
understand. I
Pratt.
didn't get the name at first, but then when you said just, I'm like, oh, okay. I remember. That's a really good movie. Dan.
I love The Grinch. The Grinch to me is my favorite Christmas movie. It's so quotable and everything else. I just love everything about it. Jim Carrey, weirdo, but he did a great job in that film and everything else. I absolutely love that movie. The Grinch always makes me laugh with his quotes and everything else. I just always enjoy it, even though the Grinch. Then it's like one of the best character arcs and story arcs. Hates it, ends up loving it, and saves it. So there you go. Love it.
I'm gonna go Kevin McAllister. I think he obviously he ends up he wishes his family disappears. I know sometimes during the holiday season we wish our family disappears. His actually it did end up happening. But then he notices, he's like, you know what? This is my house. I have to defend it. And he takes on two grown adults. And he ends up beating them both up, but making them look like they're stupid. So definitely Kevin McAllister is the man. And then obviously all he wanted was just a cheese pizza. And nobody would let him enjoy a cheese pizza. That's how this movie gets started. Don't let anybody. Buzz is the real enemy in all of this. If he would have just
Hey,
let him enjoy his cheese pizza, everything would have been all right.
That's why he grew up to be Jigsaw later. That's the start of a villain.
Oh my god.
That's why.
All right, now let's head over to underrated Christmas movie villains / show for Gilbert, I guess.
Oh, thanks.
But Vic,
It's a
let's
movie.
go. Let's start off with you.
I'm gonna go, since you were just talking about Home Alone. I'm gonna go with Uncle Frank. I mean, he refuses to pay for pizza, even though you're getting a free trip to Paris, and he's always complaining about Kevin McAllister.
What
I mean,
the hell? What this
yeah,
man they're talking about? I wonder who could be. Cause I know I'm the shadiest man you ever did see.
How
When
do
they
you
see me
memorize
walking
that?
down the street, I say, "Hey, walk the street."
That's
I
wow.
say,
Yeah, I don't know how you memorize that.
I know. It's actually,
"Hey, you
I
little,
was-
I got a
Yeah.
picture right now with the.
Yeah.
hey, you nosy little pervert! I'm gonna slap you silly."
Yeah,
Oh,
that's-
you're
that's
cooking,
that's the only thing you were
Frankie.
gonna say.
Oh my god!
and
Sorry, Vic. I'm sorry. I just love
last
that
thing,
song.
he compares leaving a child home alone to forgetting a pair
Yeah.
of reading glasses.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's
I hated that kid.
terrible. I mean, come on. Yeah, for me, he is a underrated villain.
That's a good one.
I love when everybody freaks out when they find Kevin and he's just sitting on the bed still with no care in the world.
Yeah.
They had found him. Dan, I'm gonna go with you.
Here's one that might get me some flack, but that's all right. Tim Allen, Santa Claus, 100% total
Excuse me.
scumbag before he became Santa Claus. Think about it, Frau, right? I think at first he didn't spend a lot of time with the son, if I remember correctly. Then on top of that, he kills Santa. Bastard kills him off his roof because he makes him slip, fall, everything else. And he refuses to take responsibility and do the job until they essentially abduct him, make him gain weight, and just completely change him. So
He
essentially,
was gaining the
it was
weight before it actually happened.
that's all right, because he tried to run away, and that's how they did it. They made him overweight, changed his hair, and all this other stuff, and they essentially brainwashed him and abducted him.
No,
back
no,
to
it
the
wasn't a
North Pole.
brainwash.
Yeah, it was because it wasn't by choice. He had no choice in the matter. He didn't. His only choice was death if he wanted to not be Santa
was
Claus.
discovering.
Essentially, nope,
All right.
nope. Kill
But-
Santa Claus, Rao. Didn't want to do it. Didn't want to do it.
Yeah, you believe Bill Belichick and Bill Belichick.
Wow.
Are you
Gilbert
Backtracker
serious?
was-
Are we
over
gonna do
here.
this right now? Are we gonna do this right now about
No,
Billy
no,
Belichick?
No,
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 no.
no.
Serious?
Gilbert, go ahead.
Avocado roast.
There's no
Gilbert-
Tom Brady without Bill Belichick for now. I'll tell you that.
Okay,
There's
okay,
none.
okay.
He just
none.
won in Tampa Bay.
He
Gilbert,
would
go
have
ahead.
been buried on a roster at
Okay.
199 somewhere else. Or
Hey,
whatever.
it's,
Come on, we're waiting for
it's
Gills.
my time. And just for that, I'm gonna give you an extra because you said you want a movie, right? Billy Bob Thornton, Bad Santa, good character for Christmas
Safe.
movies, but not a villain. Not a villain. He's just a realist guy. But my villain, not yet, Fernando, not yet. My villain or underrated villain, there you go, underrated key. The staff at the Plaza Hotel in New York City.
Yes.
This scummy hotel where they're forcing tips. You know, Rob Schneider,
Yeah.
where one of the
Cedric?
one of the main guys has the Grinch smile because he knows he's just evil. I forgot the guy's name. Victor?
Mr. Hector.
Mr. Hector.
He's
You know
Pennywise
how-
in the actual It movie.
Yes.
Yeah, oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's another reason why they're very underrated villains. And the biggest reason why they let Donald Trump stay at their hotel. Scumbags. Biggest villains.
He owns the
Underrated.
hotel.
It's a
Yeah.
Plaza Hotel. It was not the Trump Hotel.
No, he
No,
owned
that's
it
why
at
he
the
did a
time.
cameo.
Yeah.
Oh.
He owned
Never
he owned the Plaza Hotel.
Well, now I know why the staff stinks. Thanks for being the fact checker of the segment, Fernando. There you go. But
Oh, 'cause I
forcing
love
that
that.
tip, Rob Schneider was like this, makes me laugh.
Oh no, I love when he's like, I have some tip left over. And
The
he
gum.
brings out the wallet cash. No tip? Okay.
Just the gum.
Exactly. You had a fun fact about Rob Schneider.
Yeah, so he was he was filming SNL at the time, and the reason his name is Cedric is he actually borrowed somebody's uniform, and that's the guy's name was Cedric, and that's why his name is Cedric
There you
in the
go.
movie. So yeah,
Cedric, don't count your tips in public.
How do you memorize all these?
Dude, those movies, as Dan, I watch them like 6 or 7 times during Christmas. I love them. But
Oh, yeah, we
speaking
love 'em.
about who I am gonna bury, it was all about this in the movie for Howard
Yes.
Langston. He wanted a
Jamie?
Turbo Man doll for his son. And the incredible part is he impersonates a police officer. He hits a police officer. He hits a police officer's motorcycle. He commits fraud and because he goes and he buys one on the black market from the Santa Clauses. He lights stuff on fire. He impersonates the actual Turbo Man character, he beats up on the poor demon team, and he does all this just for this toy.
And he
for his
prevents
kid.
a struggling mailman from giving that toy to his son.
Exactly.
Hey, Fran, why don't you open it and press the button to
No,
let your
no.
let your servo time or whatever it was.
No.
By the way, the
Here's
son
a
in that
turbo
movie turned out to be Fernando as an adult.
It's fine. It's fine. I've always wanted one as a kid. No one ever bought one for me, so I did it myself.
Could you imagine your anger? You open it, you press the button, and all it says,
Cheap
"Es
one.
tiempo del hombre."
That is Turbo
it's
Man.
fun and educational. But then at the same time, he neglected his son. He neglected his wife. That's why the neighbor was moving on
Arnold?
in.
Who
He was
it?
trying to. His neighbor's Phil
Ted.
Ted. But
Yes.
he died.
You're thinking of the actor, I
He was
think.
murdered. His
Yeah.
wife was bipolar. He was asleep and she shot him.
In the
Phil
face.
Hartman.
Yeah, Phil Hartman. He was a
Not a
really
fun
good
fact.
actor. Yeah,
Nope,
so
not
it
a
was
fun fact.
pretty interesting. But the movie, it's just a well put together movie. I love that movie. But
Can-
Howard Langston, you're a villain.
Can I test you real quick, Fernando? Because you're the
Oh, and then he
trivia
hits
here.
a reindeer. He punches a
Oh, yeah.
reindeer in the
He
face.
punches- No, see no more. What is the
And
name of that
gives him
character?
beer.
Yeah, exactly.
What is the name of the character that's with the little pink thing, the big pink thing?
Oh, Booster.
There you go.
Booster.
Damn, you're good.
No one likes you, Booster.
Yeah. I don't want
Dude,
Booster.
I just love that he's smoking and drinking before he even goes out there.
No,
The cameos too in that movie. I mean, we were watching it right before because you brought it up, and we were like, "Oh, who's that?" And then I was like, "Oh shit, it's." I'm sorry. He's a really good. It's a really good pick by Fernando, and so we started watching it, and Bernd Troyer is in it. A mini me. I mean, there's
Oh, wow.
other
Yeah.
he's in it. He's part of the Santa the Big Show. He's the
Oh,
big.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he's a big. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the
I'm gonna
big,
deck your halls, bub.
yeah. So there's
One day we're gonna host a viewing party with the compas watching Jingle All the Way.
That'd be hilarious.
I would
Which,
actually.
by the way, speaking of Mini-Me, we recently saw the Austin Powers movies. They don't get enough credit. Those things were hilarious, well put together.
Shout out Austin Powers.
Shout out.
Definitely well put together.